All right, so this is DC We the People News. All right, this video is without prejudice and or without recourse, okay? I'm not attorney, people. I may give my opinion, no more, no less, just opinion. I cannot give legal advice because I'm not attorney. That's why. Never look straight forward. Always look around you, be able to protect yourself by any means necessary. If Drake D happens to see this, thank you for having a set of brass balls to go against these illustrated non-judge so-called courts that created bypass Constitution laws. They call it bylaws. I call it bypass. All right, they're bypassing the Constitution, state and federal, and even some of the laws itself in general. All right, let's proceed forward.
My turn?
Mr. Ruff, this is your opportunity to speak if you wish to do so. You don't have to make any statement, obviously, as you are aware.
Oh, we're on the record. I'm going to make some statements.
No, I understand, Mr. Ruff. I expected that you did, but I just wanted to let you know that you don't have to speak, but if you choose to speak, now would be that time, sir.
Excellent. So, we're talking about jail. Jail, inappropriate. There's no victims in any of these cases. Police officers cannot be victims of a crime unless they were injured or robbed from. So, jail is kind of out of the question. Besides, I'm about to have a baby in the next couple days. I'm the sole provider of my household, so jail would be immoral for a judge in your position to sentence somebody like me to. I think that your rulings have been erroneous and outside of the Constitution of the United States. I think you are operating outside of your oath of loyalty office to the United States Constitution and the Arizona Constitution. I think the prosecutor has made false claims against me that I'm aware of my actions being illegal, that I did things intentionally. Those are claims with no basis to them, no foundation and no proof, but yet here we are on the record and you're allowing a prosecutor to make those claims. So, whatever. I don't personally care what you sentence me to. I'm appealing everything. Everything today, so it's going to freeze whatever you appeal, whatever you sentence me to, and we're just going to kick it to a higher court. Because clearly this one is corrupt. Your strings are being pulled by somebody else outside of this city or in the city. Maybe the city council, Chris Brady's maybe telling you what to do. Maybe your judges or friends with the police out on the street. You think I'm harassing people. You think I'm doing things because I'm allowed to do it or I want to do it. It's the First Amendment. I am allowed to walk around and film things. I am allowed to swear in front of a police officer in a close proximity. It's called the First Amendment, freedom of speech and protest. You cannot criminalize that, but here we are in a joke municipal court, and you just criminalized it, and you're about to sentence me. So have fun. You guys are both traitors to the Constitution and the United States. Sentence me to whatever you want. I'm appealing it. I'll go pay for the record and walk out of here. This is going to go to an appellate court. It's going to go to the Supreme Court. It's going to go to the Superior Court. I have money and time. I'm not going to just stick around and be on probation or go to jail. I did absolutely nothing wrong. You allowed fake evidence to be introduced. You allowed the prosecutor to make false statements during trial. So many mistakes were made.
I appreciate the fact that you're going to appeal. That is certainly your right.
Absolutely.
I would like you to...
What?
Well, that's fine. I was hoping that you would confine your arguments to what you believe your sentence should be.
I don't care what the sentence is going to be. I'm going to appeal it. I'm never going to do the time. Judges that are actual judges, not appointed, fake judges that can't represent anybody, are going to make real decisions on your mistakes. People are going to know that you guys tried to fuck with me in court.
Mr. Ruff, I'm going to ask that you refrain from the statements that you are making from your obscenities here in this court in your use of language. You're in a courtroom.
Okay.
I'm not going to allow you to use that kind of language.
That's First Amendment.
Mr. Ruff, no, you don't have a right to go into court.
I don't have a First Amendment right in court?
Mr. Ruff, you have a First Amendment right. You don't have a right to go into court and disrespect the court.
Saying fuck is not disrespectful,
Mr.
sir.
Ruff, if you do it again, You may be going to jail today. Do you understand this?
Oh, I absolutely
Because
understand.
I have the power to hold you in contempt, which I do not want to do. I'm asking you to refrain.
Right then and there. All right. Okay, Your Honor. Is that civil or criminal? If it's civil, I accept your offer of $5,000 per minute that I'm in your custody. If it's criminal, then you need to sign an affidavit and get another judge over here to convict me. You cannot be judge, jury, and executioner. All right. Man, Direct D, I just love the way he's putting it on them. And there's no limitations on First Amendment, people. I'm not going to say anymore. There's just no limitations. The courts and all that decide to put limitations because they want you to be little sheep. But in fact, there is no limitations.
Refrain from using that sort of language in a courtroom.
For argument's sake, have the meetings of minds. You're going to speak, might as well speak all the way. Well, we'll have a meeting of the minds. The F word. To strike or to move back and forth. I just struck you with words, Your Honor, and you've been insulted.
That's not appropriate, Mr. Ruff. You may think that it's appropriate to come in and use that sort of language in a courtroom, but it is not, sir.
So you would abuse your authority if I exercise my right. It's an abuse of authority.
To please refrain from using that kind of language in the courtroom.
You're supposed to be impartial and fair. I'm using a word to emphasize my sentences, which is a First Amendment protected right. I can do that.
You are entitled to do that. You're not allowed to swear and use obscenities in court because you are upset.
Cohen v. California would disagree with you.
Okay.
That's Supreme Court.
Speaking of which, to whom? Swearing to you is not swearing to me. So we got to have the meetings of minds on this definition of the word that you're calling swearing.
Court case law, landmark.
Mr. Ruff, are you done?
I'm done. I've been done. I'm just waiting for you to sentence me.
Mr. Demouy, I understand your argument, Mr. Demouy, but I think when you talk about your client changing his behavior, clearly the display of what is continuing shows that he doesn't want to change his behavior. It's very clear.
That judge basically telling that lawyer, we need our sheep back in line before we go and shave him bald. No pun intended, Direct D. I didn't dawn on that. All right, proceed forward.
Mr. Ruff, the court takes into consideration in your case, I know, Mr. Ruff, that I have to look at it, and I have looked at it, Mr. Ruff. I'm aware that you actually pled guilty. You didn't go to trial, you pled guilty to armed robbery.
Because I was wrong. You're right. I did it.
And you went to, hang on, Mr. Ruff, it's my turn now. I'm going to ask that you refrain from speaking. I'll let you speak. Now you need to be quiet.
Okay.
You went to 7 years of DOC. You were placed on 3 years of probation subsequent to that.
You guys are going to sentence me.
Okay, let's go with that right there, right quick, y'all. I know that courts actually use that against you, but that's a totally different case, and it cannot and should not be used against you. Now, some people disagree, but if he fulfilled his obligations to the punishment, that is done, over with, into the past. This is a new case. This has no bearing. Objection, Your Honor. That's irrelevant. What I've done in the past, we are talking today. Of today's problems, not yesterday's.
To jail. Great.
In terms of the First Amendment, I think the prosecution is correct in their statements, Mr. Ruff, that the police, really their concern is, one, it can be the safety of themselves and safety of others, especially when they're trying to do investigations. And the fact that you would have just shown up and recorded is one thing. The fact that you would retort and say the things you did is another. You escalated things. You escalated things, and you did it purposely and you did it intentionally.
Are you making claims from the bench?
Mr. Ruff, I'm asking you to refrain.
Making claims?
I love that part, right? He called them out because that judge was making claims, right? Number one, every time I've seen it, I have not seen every single one of them, but they always initiates, and they are allowed to escalate. We, the people, are not allowed to protect ourselves because we got to be good little sheep.
From the bench.
Mr. Ruff, I'm asking you to refrain. Are you wanting me to find you in contempt? Are you asking me to
You want me to hold you in contempt? Well, again, Your Honor, is that criminal or civil?
do that?
I'm not asking you to do
I'm
anything.
asking you to be quiet.
That judge just asked a question, and he answered the question, and then got insulted by him answering the question. If you guys want to rewind it, the judge literally asked him a question, and then tell him to shut up once he answered. And they do this quite often, especially when the sheep are not bowing down to them.
Okay.
You went beyond that. The video that I looked at it several times, where you approached the officers and would yell in their faces and say the things you did.
These two pictures, they are both the earth, but you.
When there was a group of people, and I could see the officer walking away, and it was clear that the officer had concerns for his safety, which they're taught to do. Anytime there's a group like this involved, they are trained and taught to be aware of their surroundings. And things were escalating. And Mr. Ruff, I think what is...
Let's stop right there. But that being said, they are purposely trained to put the sheep back in their place, y'all. Purposely changed or trained. These will be the People News. Bye, y'all.